I can't tell you how many women I have coached and counseled who complain about not being able to talk to their partner, all right? And not in the sense of everything was going great as far as you guys were able to talk to each other, had this great communication, and then certain events took place that may have caused division or created some issues in the communication. Not saying that that's an acceptable thing, but that can happen. Like, it's possible that it can go in that direction even for two people who have typically been good at it. I'm talking about from day one, the communication is not really there. And what happens is a lot of women, for various other reasons, push past that. One of the reasons, and it's just hitting my spirit right now, but I guess it's kind of common sense. One of the reasons is that you guys are so used to men not communicating that you now give a pass to every man about his lack of communication. You've now diminished the value of this quality or the importance of it because you think it is typical and common to have a man who is unwilling or unable to talk to you. But that is a huge mistake. What you have to understand, or the way that I want you to look at it, is this. Yes, it is common for men to lack good communication with a woman, but I would argue that a huge reason for that is because if two people are not for each other, it's going to be a lesser chance of them being able to communicate well together. Not because they're not capable, but the desire and the willingness to take the necessary approach and to take necessary steps to good communication isn't there. All right. So I'm laying that out to say, when you understand that with the right guy, it will and it should and it has to be there, then you have to look at all these other men as not an example of how men are, but an example of how the wrong man is. Let the lack of communication be a sign of the wrong man, not a typical man. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't want you to project that onto men in general, because then you will always make an excuse for it. But you have to understand that no, with the guy who is for you, with the guy that God wants for you, he will be able and willing to talk to you. Even if he is not the greatest at it, he will be willing. And I would argue that he will be much more willing with you and much more capable with you than with other women. Because with other women, he doesn't have that desire, that connection, that thing that makes him want to open up. Whereas with you, if he's truly the right man, that desire is there. So you've got to be very mindful of that. And let me say this, one of the ways you're going to expose that issue as quickly as possible is to talk yourself. And I say it like that because so many women in the dating process hold back communication, hold back expressing themselves. You're not really giving this man, an opportunity to show you his willingness to listen and communicate with you. You're essentially letting him off the hook. And now you're making it harder for you to evaluate that issue. Now, I'm not saying overdo it or be like force the issue of communication just so you can test them, so to speak. No, I mean, like, be yourself. Be open, be transparent, be willing to talk yourself, be willing to express how you feel, and then let's see how he handles that. Because again, the man who is right for you is going to want to embrace communication with you. So you have to do it yourself if you're going to see if he's willing to do it with you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there.
Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,